Okay, this is the StuG III. Give it a slow 360. And we'll take a closer look. Started out as an IMEX Tigen Metal Edition StuG III. That means it comes with the metal lower hull with torsion bar suspension and the lift off top, with metal road wheels, metal return wheels with rubber tires, metal idlers and sprockets, of course metal tracks. I took it and I replaced all of the plastic spare track links with metal. I've never had one pop out. It sits in there, stays nice. The ones on the back can't come out unless you take off the bar. Ever since Fury came out, all the guys have been hanging German helmets on their Sherman, so I thought I'd return the favor in kind. Yes, it has a bullet hole. Focus. The tow cables are metal. The tie downs are probably not correct. It is a fictional tank. The 214 is part of the Red Bear crew. Can't believe I'm breaking up the Red Bear crew, but the periscope is metal. This cap is still unpainted, but I always thought it looked good with this tank, so I'm throwing it in. The gunner's periscope is the only plastic piece pretty much that I used because I thought it had better detail than the metal piece. I replaced the headlight with a metal headlight, and on this one I used a technique with crystal clear so that it has a lens on there. In a moment you'll see it lit up. Again, the markings are fictional. I just thought they looked really cool. Another metal tow cable. The MG34, all I've done with that is I opened up the end of the barrel and did it in like a conical fashion so that it, looks the way it's supposed to. The shield, the entire shield does lift right off, no problem, but I've never had it fall off during operation. You can see that I hung a few rounds on the MG34, but that's not really correct. It should have a drum magazine on there. Those are metal S-hooks, metal crank handle, metal hatchet, metal hammer. The rope is from the Siren ship model company. They make really great rope. Wouldn't be one of my tanks if there wasn't a coil of rope stashed on there somewhere, as the same as with the bucket. We all know how I am with the buckets, so it had to have one of those. It's got some, I did just a wash on it, some light weathering, just dirtied it up a little bit. At one point I wanted to make the exhaust functional. I just never got around to it, but it does have a decent smoke unit in it. It does have the stock smoke effect. It's got some light stowage on it, okay? Now the stowage is not attached. If the buyer wants me to, I'll attach it. I can send it separately, and they can do what they want to with it. The wooden crate, that is from IMEX, except that the silly string they use for a handle has been replaced with rope from Siren ship model. And inside there are two rounds. The other crate and the bed rolls are from the Value Gear. I'm sure you guys recognize those. Like I say, nothing's attached right now. I can't remember where I got the Panzer III. That might be one of Jeff's jerry cans. I think Wayne made the helmet. Both antenna brackets are functional. I usually only run one. It's just a piece of 0.5 millimeter styrene rod turned black with a Sharpie, but it's no problem to move from one side to the other if that's what you want to do. I'm going to have to get in the camera. It is a very small hole, but it does pop right in there, and I've never had one pop out, from like routine use. There's more metal tools, the metal wire cutters, the metal shovel and pry bar, metal tow cable. There's a patent leather pistol holster laying up there behind the hat. That goes with the tank. It's not attached. The spare track links you see there are metal. The air boxes, the air filter boxes, have been replaced with divided air filter boxes and photo etch screens. Let me see if I can get a really good close-up on that. Okay, there's the photo etch screens. I think they look pretty good, especially with the divided air boxes underneath. The camouflage is kind of loosely based on how they were colored at Kursk. Like I said, it's a fictional tank. It just looks, I just thought it looks really cool. Comes with everything you see here, plus a brand new Turnigy Nanotech 2.2 2200 milliamp LiPo battery with XT60 connector. So let's take a look at the inside. And this is the inside of the lower hull, starting at the front. Yes, those are brass dual ratio gearboxes with black can 380 motors from IMEX. That is an IBU2. This tank does have the Viper unit installed. It just uses a stock smoker. Using a stock Tigen speaker, you'll be able to hear. It sounds good. You'll be able to hear. Now, this is not the battery that will come with the tank. The battery that will come with the tank is exactly the same, but it's brand new and in this box. You see, I'm leery about sending LiPo batteries through the mail like this one that have been used, but the other one is a brand new battery that came through the mail to me from Hobby King and hasn't been taken out of the box since, so I'm okay with sending that. So, and it has the XT60 connector on it already, so when you get it, you'll have a charged battery. You can at least test it and run it a little bit. They don't ship them at full charge, but it's enough to, like I say, start everything up and get it going. The way I set up the IBU on the side here, it's very, very easy, obviously, to remove the SD card if you want to make any changes. For example, I have a very small amount of track recoil set in there. You can see the on-off switches right here in the back, and that's how you turn it on and off. You just reach underneath the tank right there and hit the switch. I like to think it was a tidy little installation. I had to leave this area completely free, otherwise the airsoft cannon would not depress far enough for the gun to elevate and depress properly. The tank will come with this low voltage alarm. It's just, I got everything velcroed, so that way you can just hook up your LVA before you get to running. One of the things I love about this tank is that to remove the upper hull, that's it. That's all there is, running from the upper hull to the lower, just that 8-pin. It's very, very easy to hook it back up. Now it does have the dual latch where you got to use the screwdriver on each side, and I know that's kind of a pain in the butt, but that's how they all are, and there's not really much I can do about that. But to put the tank back together is very simple. You just plug in the 8-pin. I like to tuck the 8-pin down. If I was going to run it, I would plug in the LVA, line up and set down the front of the tank. I give it a little push right in the middle, helps it slide into place. Make sure everything's lined up properly. Not happy with it, take it off and do it again. Okay, check the rear. It pops down pretty easily. Everything clicks right into place, and now you're ready to go. This is a shot of it without the stowage on the rear. The rope is also not permanently attached. I really like those air boxes with the divided boxes and the PE screen. I think that came out very, very nice. Okay, let's see how she drives. Okay, the IBU is controlled with the Hobby King T6. All of the driving functions are on the right stick, forward and reverse, left and right. On the left stick is things like headlight off. Not sure if you'll be able to see it go off. It's bright out. Anyway, the headlight's now off. Smoke on and off is down, and to the left it usually comes with the smoke off when you start the tank. Now it'll be on. Momentum is up and to the right, or to the left, up and to the right is start the tank. Smoke unit came on when I started the tank because we did it before. I'll turn it off. Machine gun. Yes, it does have the light in the driver's port. I didn't disconnect it. That was on the list. This radio, like I said, it's a Hobby King T6, but it's completely programmed for this tank. It's ready to go. Not only can you fire the cannon with the stick, you can also fire the airsoft cannon by flipping this switch. This tank has the strongest airsoft unit that I've ever owned. From about 2 feet away, it'll actually put a BB through a cardboard box, and that's pretty good for a tank. Drives like a dream. Those brass gearboxes are just butter smooth. Good sound from the IBU, scale speed. Does have super spin. Volume control from the transmitter. There's a Viper unit in there for that. Like I said, the radio is completely set up and programmed for the tank, comes with the tank. You can fire the cannon with the stick, or you can fire the cannon with the switch. Wicked, wicked airsoft cannon in this. Kind of don't want to let this tank go, but I really need the money, so I'm gonna have to break up the Red Bear crew. This tank's been in many videos on my YouTube channel when I lived in the old house and had the village out back. I'm sure I'll post at least one of them in the for sale thread. So there it is, the StuG III. Bet you want to know how much I want for it, eh? And if your pockets are deep enough and you really want to get a deal, I'll throw in this Panzer III. Now this one doesn't have electronics yet. I've got an IBU2 for it, but I haven't put it in. It's got the same paint scheme. It's from the same unit. Also a member of the Red Bear crew. Same IMEX Tijen, all metal lower. Did all the same stuff to it. Metal tools. Of course we had to have the rope. There's a bucket on there somewhere, right? Yep, there's the bucket. Metal tow cables. No, all metal tools. Replaced all the spare track links with metal. Replaced the air filter boxes and the put in the photo etch screens. It just needs electronics and it's pretty much ready to go. So if you want to get a deal and pick up a matched pair, send me a private message and we'll talk about it. Price will vary depending on what you want. If you want me to put the IBU2 in it, put the stock electronics back, you know, whatever. So, but we'll talk about it if you want.